Welcome to At Ease with Cooking. I'm Bonnie Kerschke, your host. Now everyone loves a spaghetti dinner, but you get a little bit bored with your usual fare? Then stay tuned to our program this evening titled Easy Italian Dinner for some recipes that are not only easy to prepare, but simple and delicious as well. And we'll begin with a recipe for 3-meat spaghetti sauce prepared by Judy Sandstrom. Hi, Judy.
Hi.
It's great to have you back with us again this evening. It's been a while.
Yes, it has.
You made that wonderful cake for us last time you were on. Now, this recipe sounds terrific because you're going to have not only one kind of meat, but 3 different kinds of meat in it. This will be terrific. Why don't you tell us all of the ingredients?
Okay, we start with Italian sausage, and then you go to the hamburger and to the pepperoni. And that's the 3 meats. And then we have green peppers and onions and spaghetti sauce and spaghetti or tomato paste and tomato sauce. And then I buy the shilling, the package deal for the spaghetti.
That helps, doesn't it?
Yes, yes.
Helps a little bit, makes it a lot easier. And then you have...
And then we have bay leaf, oregano leaves, and hot chili peppers, and sugar.
Sounds great, and that sugar, that helps with the little acidity in the tomatoes. That's a trick I learned from an Italian chef one time. So what are we going to do with this recipe from here? You've got this great ground beef cooking, and that was how much?
That was 2 pounds.
2 pounds, all right.
And then we add 1 green pepper.
Okay. That's going to add a lot of flavor.
And a medium onion. And you can use the raw onion or the minced onion. Okay,
and how much, if you used minced onion, of course, you'd probably use less than what we're using here.
Yeah, it says like on the little jar, it says how many is for an onion and
how
many
tablespoons. Okay, great. That would be great.
And you mix that together. Whoops.
Starting to smell those onions already. It doesn't take long once they hit the pan.
No, that's for sure.
This looks like this makes quite a good size for quite a few people.
Yes, it does. And it freezes well, so it comes in handy if you're, just a couple of people, you can freeze part of it.
That's great. Then one of those days you come home and you're a little tired and want to have something quick, because it'd be great for that.
And you can double the recipe too if you have a large amount of people that will come in.
Good. It's always good to know that, because sometimes recipes translate well to doubling or tripling, and others don't seem to do that so well.
Okay, then while that's cooking, then we'll cut up the Italian sausages.
All right.
And you can have medium flavor or mild or the hot. And tonight we have the hot.
The hot ones, okay. So that's nice too. You can tailor that to your own family's likes.
Right. I think I'll just cut these up.
Okay, I'll put a little bowl here in case it starts getting crowded. Now you cooked these up a little bit ahead of time. Did you boil them up, did you say?
Yes, I boiled them for maybe 15 minutes, and then I fried them.
Okay.
You want to make sure that they're done again because they're pork.
Yes. Cut that in half for you. Oh, that sausage smells delicious.
And the recipe calls for 3 to 5 sausages, but I had 6 because 6 came in a package. So it depends on what you like.
Pretty flexible. Yeah. Different because it has the combination of meats, and nice because you don't have to cook the pepperoni, do you?
Right.
Now you bought them in sticks, didn't you, and then just cut them up yourself?
You can buy them in the slices too, but I prefer the sticks because they're a little thicker than the slices.
Yes, they do cut them awfully thin, don't they? Now, once you get all the ingredients together, how long does this have to cook?
For 35 minutes.
35 minutes. So even if you were going to have that for dinner at night, it wouldn't take you too long, an hour, and you'd have everything all ready.
Right. Or, well, actually,
or even less than an hour.
It's an hour and a half, I'm sorry. The bread is 35 minutes.
Okay, okay, so you cook the sauce for an hour and a half.
Yes.
Okay. Smells so good.
Okay, then while this is cooking, we can start the sauce.
All right. And I'm assuming you want this first.
Yes.
Okay. In fact, we can probably even move this over for you onto the other burner. Yeah, there, that'll be a little bit easier for you. And that was 3 cans.
3 cans and 15 ounces.
Okay, so you got a total of 45 ounces there. Okay, great.
And then the paste, and that's like 1 can, I think it's like 12 ounces.
12 ounces, yeah.
And then Trinidad. And that was 3 cups of water.
3 cups.
Kind of mix it around.
This is smelling so good already.
And the reason why I really like this recipe is because I don't care for tomatoes, regular whole tomatoes, and a lot of the spaghetti sauce asks for whole tomatoes. And
right.
so our family doesn't really like tomatoes, so tomato sauce is better for us.
Good. One more option.
Okay, then we can have the spices.
All right.
And this is a bay leaf, and you just kind of crumple it up.
Okay. Release all those.
Oops. And this is the oregano leaves. And these are the red peppers. Now, when you're done making the spaghetti, you got to remember to take these out.
Okay. So we leave those whole.
Yes. Unless there's somebody that you like to surprise, and you kind of leave them and give them on their plate, and they'll have a really nice surprise when they bite into it.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, that would really be something, wouldn't it?
And sometimes they're kind of hard to find, so I did forget
Yeah,
one.
because of they're red with the sauce color.
And my husband ended up with one, and needless to say, he took a big drink of water. Oh. It was very hot.
Probably would have been better to drink milk. They say
Yeah.
that helps a little more.
Okay, then we can
just. Do you want that sugar too?
Sugar.
And then what about the sauce mix?
The sauce.
Great.
And sometimes this comes into two packages of, I think it's like 1.5 ounces, and now they started making it so that they're 3, so it's like a double batch.
Oh, so that's not, you don't have to buy the 2 individual
Right.
ones. You can use the great big one. Well, that's good. We'll have all those instructions on the recipe that we'll be sending out. If you'd like the copy of the recipe at the end of the show, we'll be giving you an address that you can copy down and get Judy's recipes. Boy.
Okay, then we can add the pepperoni.
All right.
And it's a cup of pepperoni, but you can I put 2 full sticks, and I guess I've never really measured it. I just dump it in.
Well, I think we all tend to do that too. We kind of make the recipes what you happen to have. If it's a little shy or a little over, it isn't going to make that much difference for
this. And I think we'll just dump this in.
There you go. What a great sauce that's going to be.
And you can cut these up to whatever size you want to. If you've got small children, sometimes they're better if they're a little bit thinner.
Yes, yeah. Wonderful.
And then we'll add the hamburger.
This is a wonderful electric skillet. Such a nice big one.
Yeah, it really comes in handy for like recipes like this.
Yes. Great for making French toast too. You
Yes,
can make quite a lot at one time, couldn't you? Yeah, that handled that 2 pounds of that very nicely. What a great pot of sauce that's going to be. Smelling good, Judy. Here, get that. I have a little one with a spoon. That might work a little bit better. I should have handed that to you sooner. Would have made it a little easier. Ooh, great. Move this out of the way. And now that's going to cook for an hour and a half. So we're going to let that continue to cook right here now. And we're going to have Judy make her next recipe, which is a wonderful Italian cheese bread to go with the Italian dinner. Oh, this recipe sounds wonderful, Judy. What are we going to use for this Italian cheese bread?
All right, we have butter and then onions, and we melt that together. And then I have mustard, seasoned salt, poppy seed, and lemon juice, and then the cheese.
And the cheeses, okay. And then you've got this wonderful loaf of Italian bread here.
Right.
Beautiful. Okay.
All right, so first we'll start with the butter and we'll melt that.
Okay. This will be good. Wonderful. Now, you've got 2 kinds of cheese there. What were those?
I have cheddar and I have Swiss, but you can use mozzarella.
Okay.
And you can use whatever flavor you want of the cheddar, if you want the mild or sharp or
all right.
medium.
This is a beautiful loaf. You also said you could use a
This is Vienna bread.
This is Vienna bread.
You
Okay.
could use wide French bread also.
Oh, all right. Or the Italian bread.
Right.
Beautiful loaf. But you do want to be sure that it's not cut.
Right.
It has to be a whole loaf.
Yourself.
All right.
Then I'll just add the onions while that's melting. And you can also use minced onions with this instead of the real onions.
Okay, so the dried ones you could use.
Yep.
Great. For anyone who doesn't want to have that crying with the cutting, I still have never found one of those ideas that works where you don't cry when you cut the onion, excuse me.
Okay, while that's cooking, then we can start cutting the bread. And you want to cut it almost down to the bottom, not all the way down.
Okay. Nice crunchy loaf.
And we cut it one way, and then we cut it the other way.
Ah, all right. Oh, is that ever going to be attractive? And then you just kind of pull it apart.
Right, put the cheese in between.
And you get 2 different kinds of cheese. What a great recipe.